Well, every CEO or founder or even primary investors have issues in their business that keep them up at night. So it might be things like, boy, overhead is running way higher than I thought it would be, or a growth strategy that's not coming to fruition the way you want it to. And sometimes the changes that you'd really like to make are often too drastic to implement all at once or even at all. But in a crisis, you get greater permission to make changes as part of fixing a crisis. I'll give you one example. I'm on the board of a publicly traded Canadian company that makes cutting edge equipment that's sold into the food industry, to food manufacturers. And they sold their products worldwide. And so they would have a team of installers that would travel around the world as needed to client companies to install and service equipment. It was a high fixed overhead group, and their utilization was inconsistent because of when these installations would occur. Well, fast forward to COVID. COVID hits, and you have worldwide travel restrictions. So these people were grounded. So it put the entire sales pipeline into a crisis. You can't complete the sale if you can't install the equipment for the client. So the company reacted very creatively, and they basically took advantage of the crisis to completely rethink that cost structure. And they moved from an employee-based, high fixed cost installation team to a worldwide network of contract installers that created more of a variable cost structure. And this, along with some other changes they made along this, were very drastic at the time, but they not only solved the immediate problem, but they dramatically improved the company's cost structure and margins going forward. So coming out of the pandemic, their margin structure was significantly stronger than if they had just found a way to get their people to travel. And unfortunately, many more companies I see did not make those kind of imaginative changes. They made more defensive changes, and as a result, coming out of COVID weaker than they were pre-COVID.